Chapter 1079. Reputation gained. Translator. Nyoibo Studio. Editor. Nyoibo Studio. In the sky of another original star floated churning golden rivers, and 9 strange beasts were swimming and roaring in the water. 3 Universe Knights from the Northern Territory Alliance transmitted their voices using the godly power. It's a domain-type true treasure. Such strong resistance. I can't imagine that Luo Feng would have such a true treasure. No wonder he's a super talent from a pinnacle race. He has a domain-type true treasure even if he's this weak. It seems that we won't be able to kill that human Luo Feng this time. Let's go. Let's go. The 3 Universe Knights tried to break the resistance from the water and fly out, but they could only fly slowly. All of them started to curse Luo Feng, as he was only undying. He was powerful enough to kill Bark Mirror Emperor, but they all thought he was only as powerful as a secondary Universe Knight. However, he had a domain-type true treasure, and together with the soul-type true treasure that was confirmed, he had much better true treasures than many universe overlords. He wouldn't have gotten away if it weren't for his domain-type true treasure. Lucky him. Suddenly, a blurry, black beast showed up in the churning golden water, and the fierceness in his dark, golden eyes immediately terrified the nearest universe knight. He transmitted his voice hurriedly, careful. How? The black, strange beast hit the Universe Knight's chest like a beam of golden light, followed by an ancient, low growl. Hong Long. The top-tier treasure armor on that Universe Knight was instantly shattered, and his godly body was annihilated. The black, strange beast started to charge the second Universe Knight. He barreled over him like a steamroller. It's a trap. A trap. The only Universe Knight who still survived opened his eyes wide and started to roar with his godly power. That human Luo Feng is bait. He's bait. Hua. The blade slashed him across the back. The third Universe Knight attempted to resist the strange beast and felt his godly body quiver. After which, he felt nothing. It's too late for you to realize your mistake, said a voice. The silver-armored, silver-winged form of Luo Feng stepped forward, holding cutting pearl sword. He took a glance at the true treasure shatters, weapons, and world rings, and he seized all of them. He put his cutting pearl sword back into his scabbard, and the golden horned beast went back to his world ring. They don't have the most updated news, Luo Feng whispered. Other powers in the universe don't have the virtual universe for real-time information sharing. Especially powers like the Northern Territory Alliance and the 9 Territories Alliance that have many races. Especially that Northern Territory Alliance. It has so many races. A third of the universe Knights I killed came from it. Luo Feng had only realized how many members were there in the Northern Territory Alliance after adventuring the original stars. More than 1,000 candidates came from the Hong Alliance on Redbud Island, but there were hundreds of thousands of them who were from Northern Territory Alliance. Some Universe Knights already know they need to avoid me. But some haven't heard the news. Luo Feng took back the golden waves and flew into the distance like a beam of silver light. Nothing was left in the sky where Luo Feng had fought the Universe Knights. He took everything. Asterisk 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 in the open-air bar of the Hong Alliance. Luo Feng came here too, or 3 times a week by using remote ocean body to connect to the virtual universe. He had been waiting for news of Tian Yang Night. However, those 10,081 original stars were too large, and Tian Yang Night was a universe overlord who always acted alone. He might hide somewhere for hundreds or even thousands of years. It would take time and luck to find him. Luo Feng, Blade River. Many universe knights greeted him warmly, and even universe overlords who rarely showed up were polite to Luo Feng. After all, he had a terrific record during his year spent on the original star, and the great beings in Hong Alliance all knew about it. Quite a few universe knights and universe overlords had died because of him. Although they all believed that it was actually a top-tier universe overlord who had conducted the killings, it still showed Luo Feng's status. A top-tier universe overlord was willing to stay in Luo Feng's world ring. It would be a pleasure to all the great beings to be friends of a top-tier universe overlord. Even universe masters valued top-tier universe overlords because they were almost as powerful as universe masters and could be resurrected. As for universe masters, they would stay dead forever if they fell. That made top-tier universe masters special. Luo Feng, said a familiar voice. Luo Feng turned his head and saw 2 great beings sitting in the corner. There were no other great beings beside them. Guiyi Night, Undying Night. Luo Feng was startled. He now understood why there were no other great beings around them, as they each had an extraordinary status. Guiyi Night was a disciple highly valued by Primal Chaos City leader, and Undying Night was a disciple of Gigantic Axe founder. Luo Feng walked toward them, grinning. Guiyi Night had a bald head and wore a fiery cape and was barefoot. It made one feel tranquil just to look at him, but Luo Feng, who had been through practice for 180 million years, had already significantly improved his willpower and could rival some universe masters. He wasn't affected by it at all. Undying Night had met Luo Feng only once before, and it had been through the virtual universe. Undying Night wore peculiar armor, with tens of thousands of vines on it, and his face was covered by some of the vines. There was wickedness in his green eyes. Luo Feng had been defeated the first time because he was still weak. Both Undying Night and Guiyi Night were universe overlords. Previously, Luo Feng and True Yan Emperor had thought of them as untouchable, but Luo Feng could now see their power clearly. Guiyi Night was an ordinary universe overlord with greater true treasures, and he was proficient in illusion and close combat. As for Undying Night, he had a great reputation. His fighting power was also at the level of an ordinary universe overlord, but he had incredible surviving skills. No one had managed to kill him yet, which was why he had the title of Undying Brother. Luo Feng walked toward him and smiled. Undying Night. Guiyi Night smiled. Sit. You've grown so quickly, Undying Night said. He had a squeaky and bizarre voice, but Luo Feng was prepared for it, as he had spoken with him before. You were still weak when I first met you and far from becoming undying. A single look from me could affect you. However, you are already able to shake that off. You're indeed exceptional. I heard that dozens of universe knights were killed because of you. Incredible. Luo Feng, said Guiyi Night. Both Undying Night and I are wondering how many Universe Knights and Universe Overlords died because of your friend. Not that many. Luo Feng smiled. 82 Universe Knights and 5 Universe Overlords. Both Guiyi Knight and Undying Night looked stunned, as they were just as powerful as the Universe Overlords who had been killed. Of course, they had solid backgrounds and better true treasures, which gave them better surviving skills. Regardless, they still found it unbelievable. At the start, those Universe Knights from other races tried to gang up on me because of their greed, said Luo Feng, but they were the ones who got killed in the end. In the first 15 days, many others got killed, too. However, as more and more learn about it, and have started to avoid me, it's been 3 months, and I've only met one unlucky guy. The news was spreading more and more quickly, becoming increasingly widespread. Some Universe Knights of great fame were falling, which bolstered Luo Feng's reputation. Even some Universe Overlords of other races would now avoid Luo Feng. "Who's your friend?" Guiyi Knight asked with a smile. "Can you tell us?" Luo Feng smiled. "He's Luo Feng. Stop joking around." Guiyi Knight smiled widely. "If you can't tell us, just don't." Luo Feng was secretly amazing. It seemed nobody believed that it was him who had done all the killings. After all, in the eyes of those great beings, even if he became a Universe Knight and could complete law comprehension quickly, it would still normally take someone hundreds of millions of years to advance from the 4th level Beast God inheritance to the 7th level. It had only been 20,000 years. He should have been at a low level in techniques, at least, from those great beings' perspective. He had a powerful godly body, but he was far inferior to top-tier Universe Overlords like World Tree, Purple Rain Knight, and Heavenly Erosion Palace Leader. If you really want to know his name, he is Golden Mountain Knight, answered Luo Feng. Golden Mountain Knight, said Guiyi Knight. Guiyi Knight and Undying Knight exchanged eye contact. Both were clearly confused. They hadn't heard of that name. "Are you joking?" Undying Knight asked. "Of course not. You'll know soon." Luo Feng smiled. "Is he from another race?" Guiyi Knight asked. Luo Feng nodded. "Kind of." At the same time, Luo Feng noticed a being who kept looking at him. It was Quang Zhou Knight. "Brother, Undying Knight, I'm going to meet my friend." Luo Feng stood up and walked towards Quang Zhou Knight. When they met, Quang Zhou Knight immediately isolated them from the surroundings and said, "Blade River, I've found Tian Yang Knight." Tian Yang Knight. Luo Feng was thrilled. His eyes gleamed.